TJ, I've been asking kind of all the guys we've been talking to today this question, but how would you describe the mood in the locker room? What are you guys feeling? Is it excitement? Is it locked in? Is it kind of a combination?
It's definitely a combination. We have a lot of guys here that haven't played in a playoff game. We have some guys that have played in a whole bunch. And for me, this is my second playoff game. And not being able to play last week has only done my body a whole lot of well resting. And I'm just very excited to be able to practice again this week and feel very, very confident in the guys we have in the locker room and the game plan that we have set in place.
Ray Fittipaldo.
Hey, TJ, your only playoff game to date was that Jacksonville game. Do you think losing in the manner that you guys did that day, do you think that can help you guys at all as you go into this game, just, knowing the circumstances and, that sort of thing?
I don't know. I don't know if you need more motivation to play in this game, then something's wrong with you. So I definitely don't need to have any outside stuff to motivate me. I'm very motivated to be able to play another football game and to have it a playoff game at home in Heinz Field. That's all that I really need.
Dale Lally.
TJ, Minka said yesterday he's got 20 pages of notes from having played the Browns twice and, of course, a very familiar opponent. You find yourself in a similar situation where you've got pretty much all the information you need on these guys. There's no unknowns here.
Well, I don't write down every single thing Mike T says like Minka does, so my notes probably aren't as extensive as his. But I definitely have a good amount of notes, and like I said, just a lot of film over the years, and been able to see a lot of different matchups. But just overall, just excited to play in this football game and excited about the game plan that we have.
Let's go to Mike Rizzuto.
Hey, TJ, Keith Butler was talking to us yesterday about the need to keep Baker Mayfield contained in the pocket. What is a reasonable expectation for that? And do you prioritize that over sacks when you're playing a guy like that?
I think, like you just said, that we're going to try to keep him in the pocket and not let him get out, because once he escapes, he's a lot more dangerous.
Will Graves.
TJ, when Butts talks about guys getting it, he talks about, like, not only do they know what they're supposed to do, but they know what everybody else is supposed to do. I'm sort of curious. Cam Sutton's a guy that's played a lot of different roles here. What is it for you? What is that process like? I mean, do you sit there and watch film of the DBs? Do you watch film of the linemen? I mean, what is the process of actually figuring out what the heck everybody else is supposed to be doing on a given play?
Yeah, I mean, it takes a lot of reps. And I mean, I'm an outside linebacker in this 3-4 system. I'm in a lot of meetings with the D-line. I'm in meetings with the inside linebackers. And then more often than not, I'm also meeting with the DBs. So just kind of listening to the verbiage and the language and the way that they talk in their meetings, and not just sitting there looking at my phone or doing other notes, and just trying to absorb as much information as I can. Because like Bud says, if the more that you know about the whole defense, the better player that you can be.
Yeah, Stephon, I know that you take pride in what you do and are very cognizant of what's going on around you and those kind of things. Last week against Cleveland, when you're giving up those yards to Chubb, you had to be a little ticked off about that, regardless of who was out there with you.
Regardless, yes, for sure. The two times that they got the big run plays, I wasn't out there. As I got a chance to look into the film, Chubb is a great football player, and if you give him a hole, he's going to hit it. And he's been hitting holes all season long. So our goal is to make sure we plug up those holes so he don't get to hit him the way he hit, because he runs very hard.
Just the fact that you guys gave up 45 points, after winning 13 games, getting back to the playoffs and taking advantage of these opportunities that don't often come around every year, that you guys have learned.
You're absolutely correct. They don't come around, and he's not guaranteed. It's very hard to make it to the playoffs. And when you make it to the playoffs, you want to have a great game. And that game we had against Jacksonville wasn't a great game defensively for us. When we play Cleveland Browns, we will make sure that we're not in that position to be put on be put on the stand like that. We want to make sure we go out there and play good defense, because they have a good running team too as well with Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt. And like I said before, we want to make sure we plug up these holes and make sure everybody's doing their job. And a lot of guys from that game, when we played Jacksonville, are older and understand how hard it is to make the playoffs, because we missed a couple since then. So we definitely are passionate and definitely understand how few and far between these opportunities come, and we want to make the most of it.
Jenna Harner.
Stephon, how excited are you guys for Sunday? What's the mood like among you guys right now?
Oh, we're super excited. Like I said before, these opportunities come few and far between. So I'm excited to be able to get out there with my teammates, and I know my teammates are excited. Our captain, our quarterback, Ben Roethlisberger, he already made a statement earlier this year about, being able to come out here and give it everything you have. And that's the mentality that our team have right now. And that's what we're going to do.
Jim Colony?
Yeah, Stephon, can you describe the growth that you've seen from Highsmith since you got thrust into the lineup and the improvement he's made since then?
Oh, you see it on tape. You see him in the games. Every game he's getting better. And he's doing some remarkable moves right now to get to the quarterback. You can tell his growth of the game is growing, and he's getting comfortable with us and getting comfortable with the defense. And we all knew he was an exceptional player, and the Steelers knew it too as well. And I'm happy for him to get a chance to flourish.
Stephon, how key is it going to be to keeping Baker in the pocket? What's the concern with his mobility for this game Sunday?
He's able to escape the pocket, and when he's able to escape the pocket, he's able to make some big plays, even if it's with his legs or his arms. So we definitely want to make sure we keep him in the pocket. We're big defensive linemen, so we want to make sure we corral him and put our hands up. We want to make sure we make his day uneasy in that pocket. Let him do something that he's uncomfortable to do.
We've had some relative success against Cleveland this year. You feel like you guys have something figured out, particularly in the running game against these guys?
It's going to be a completely different game, so nothing in the past really can help us going forward. We're going to study our film and try to do what's been successful. But it just comes down to, who's the most physical team and, things I can do, ball placement, ball security, all that. So, just looking forward for a good game.
Jeff Hawthorne, 93.7.
Hey, James. How is it going to be a different game? How is it different offensively?
It's just playoff football. It's January, it's playoff football. And, we got a good, hungry Cleveland team, coming through Pittsburgh. So it's different in that sense. Football will be football, but, it's playoff football. So we know we're going to get their best.
Brooke Pryor, ESPN.
Yeah, James, with it being the playoffs, your last few games in Pittsburgh could be here happening right now. Is that something that you're giving any thought to that is in your mind? You want to go out with a really strong showing or anything like that?
It's just it's playoff football. I'm giving everything I got to this team, and I can't control nothing about the future. The future only lives right here, So I'm just being where my feet are, taking it one day at a time. The rest is in God's hands.
Jenna Harner, PXI.
What is the mood like among the guys right now in the locker room? Are you guys excited? Are you guys locked in? How would you describe it?
A little bit of both. There's reason to be excited. We get an opportunity to continue playing. But we haven't done anything yet. It's the first playoff game, and job not finished. So it's trying to find a fine balance and just stay level-headed and just get to work.
Dale Lally, DK.
James, the last couple of weeks, they've gotten you more involved in the passing game. Has that been something that you guys have talked about, that you need to be more involved in the passing game, or is that just kind of the way things worked out?
I think it's just the way things worked out. I'm trying to just get involved in this offense, where I can, and whether it be, catching little checkdowns, trying to throw short, run long, whatever it may be. Just trying to get involved and help us to engineer victory.
I believe this will be your fourth start at cornerback over the past 6 games.
Mm-hmm.
We all know how you move around, but how beneficial has it been get those reps at one position over this past month or so?
Well, Mark, it's been really beneficial. Obviously, prior to the last 4 to 6 or 4 out of the 6 starts, just kind of that controlling the middle of the field, so to speak. And obviously within that, is sometimes I'm in on those early possession downs or early opener downs leading up until now. And then obviously now with a more expansive role of just having control early in the downs, and then obviously third downs and so forth. Definitely gives me a lot of comfortability, a lot of confidence, just to, just having the opportunities, just having opportunities to be aggressive, to make plays on the ball, and just come up with stops, to keep helping this defense and keep, moving us forward. So.
Yeah, hey Cam, the record bears out when you guys cause turnovers and get turnovers, you guys are better. But how do you walk that line between being too anxious to cause turnovers that it might take you out of position or to miss a tackle?
Yeah, just the flow of the game. As anything, it's all having a rhythm, having a flow, and you see when guys are, like you said, being too anxious or doing the most, or not saying doing the most, but doing just a little bit too much out of the ordinary to try to make that play or trying to force that play. And sometimes they might get out of coverage or, like you said, miss a tackle or whatever it may be. We just got to be a disciplined team. Like I said, understand, our assignments, communicate on all levels, and just play assignment football. Play your game, play physical, play fast, play free. That's something that I preach, to obviously, and that's what we preach, in general, but just play fast, physical, and free. And, don't worry about the mistakes. Don't worry about, obviously, if you had a bad play or something that didn't go your way, obviously we got to keep continuous moving and just play for 60 minutes.
Mark Cavalli, The Athletic.
Cam, it's very unusual for a team to play the same team within a span of 7 days.
Mm-hmm.
When it comes to tendencies, does the corner or the receiver have the advantage when you play, 7 days apart? I
guess you kind of dependent on, the individual, obviously how they approach the game, how they study the game. It's going to be a lot of carryover with it being a short week. Going to be a lot of things. Obviously, you're going to stick to a lot of things that were successful. You're going to look at things that you were, not successful at, and obviously going to put yourself in a situation to where, you don't have those negative plays. And then obviously we're in a time of the year where you got to take care of the ball. So, you're not going to put yourself in bad situations to not take care of the ball. So at that same time, at that point, we got to be on our job of hunting the ball, searching for the ball, getting after the quarterback, getting after the O-line, getting after, all the eligibles, and, creating that havoc and that fluster on that side of the ball, to obviously get the result that we want.